Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live down here in South Austin right now, or kind of Central Austin actually. We're going over here to where the SWAT call out was at. I want to kind of see what's happening in this area this morning. We are just a couple of miles away at the moment, so we're gonna hop down here and
178 dispatch.
We're gonna hop down here and see what's what. Kind of see what's going on, if anything's going on. Good morning, Butterfly 71. How are you doing?
178 dispatch.
Like I said, we are down here where this SWAT call out happened overnight. I want to see if it's still, if there's anything still going on down here or not. We're already here in the area. I don't have any details from the SWAT call out, what it was about, other than it was the Travis County Sheriff SWAT unit. Sorry, I was yawning and stretching. So yeah, I'm doing good. I am on Airport at 51st Street right now. Airport at 51st. We are right down the street here, right just on the other side of 35. The SWAT call out happened. They had the briefing about 2 hours ago, so I don't know if they still have something going on down here or not, but we're gonna go check it out. I haven't had a chance to listen to the briefing, if they even published it somewhere, and I refuse to read the corporate media anymore, so I refuse to even call them mainstream media anymore. It is corporate media. That's what they are. They're corporate media. So we're going to lose a little connection going under the bridges down here, but I've got a whole carload of water and Gatorade and bananas and just all kinds of good stuff back there. We're going to go do some scouting this morning and take some pictures and some videos, and we're going to hand out some water and Gatorade. I got a delivery yesterday of a bunch of outreach stuff. So we're good to go. So yeah, I don't know what this SWAT call out was all about.
Disregard and see we're out for priority.
I would imagine Travis County Sheriff had some kind of operation going on here last night. Maybe they were serving a warrant. Probably, I would say the most likely scenario is they were serving a warrant, and the suspect ended up barricading himself, I would imagine. All right, we're going under the bridge.
101, Party 2 back paying 3404 American Road. Command 3 on south, now responding to 3rd and Quad, moving to Central.
All right, we're back. We're on the other side.
Command 3.
So this is the area that the SWAT call out was in, and I don't see anything happening here. So apparently they have already pulled up shop. So
they ran that girl earlier. She went skinny dipping, doesn't have any clothes, and then they gave her the blanket. So that's very likely. They said she's lucid. She's not out of her mind. She's completely and she doesn't want us. So just give us.
Uh-oh, did y'all hear that?
Received. I appreciate it. We're about to take contact.
They have a call where a woman was skinny dipping.
2022 Murphy Green, Land Moon, at that point.
Where a girl was skinny dipping
35 unknown, Pleasant Valley, second.
and does not want to have anything to do with the cops or the fire department. I don't know how the fire department got involved with a skinny dipping call, but they gave her a blanket to cover up with. He had a good day. He was beat last night. He was absolutely tired, and I get it, man. The first day of school, his school hours are really odd this year. Last year, I dropped him off at school at like 7:15, 7:30, somewhere right in that time. And then I picked him up about 2:30, or it's actually about 2:45. This year, he starts school at 9:05 and finishes at 4:20. You know they could have picked a different time than 4:20. I think they're just having fun with that 4:20 pickup time. Yeah, she's probably a homeless chick that was bathing, I would imagine.
4233, party 2, just made 7 at Grand Parkway.
I would imagine.
Appreciate. We've been up and down doing
Let's see.
Do one more pass. We don't find anything we get there.
Man, everybody's got a complaint this morning. Let's see. Yeah, he's in middle school. Yeah, junior high. He's in 6th grade this year. So he's having a lot of fun, and I love it. I'm glad that he's having fun. But he was so nervous yesterday, and it made me laugh a little bit because I remember those days. I remember starting school in a new school, a new format, where he's changing classes after every class, and then you got the big kids. It's in like 8th grade, starting, organized sport, like school sports, and it's a lot of pressure for a kid. And boy, do I remember those days. No, man, that kid, he despises that stuff. And I think that's really awesome that he does not like tobacco, nicotine, or any of that stuff. He despises, drugs. He hates them. I've always been very open with him about drugs and the dangers of them. So hopefully, and I know, you can only do so much as a parent. Believe me, I was a kid at one point, and I remember my parents talked to me about that stuff all the time too, and I ended up being an idiot. So he's gonna have to learn his own lessons, I think. I can help him as much as I can, but at a certain point, he's gonna have to make his own mistakes. And I'm okay with that. He's a good kid. Hell, he joined the chess club, if that tells you anything. So, I've played chess with him for years. And he joined the chess club this year. Joe and I played chess from the time that he was like 5. We started playing chess.
Control Mike 35, we're clear from fueling heading station pre-change.
Oh man, my schedule's all screwed up right now. With him going back to school, I keep feeling like it's like yesterday was Monday, and today's Tuesday. I can't sleep right.
Control trip 3.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I don't want to, I know a lot of people shelter their children from real life and reality. And I don't want to shelter my kid from that. I want him to know. Joseph is a smart kid, and I want him to know, reality. I want him to know what life is like, and just how messed up it can be if you get off on dope and nastiness like that. You could end up homeless on the streets, and You know, I've made my mistakes in life. I was homeless, and I want him to learn from that, you know, from my mistakes. So we'll see what happens. He's a good kid. I've got high hopes for him. I think he's going to be just fine. It's my 4-year-old little boy I'm worried about. This boy is something else. Joe got the brains. Arcadius, we call him Cade. He got the size. He is a massive, massive kid. All right.
Medic 36, party 2, respiratory 12101 Moore Road.
Tell him about it, but you're able to show him firsthand. Yeah, and I think that's important.
Party 2, chest pain, 1524, south side,
he likes helping people, and I think that's really important. And you know, he's a helper, and I think that's good. I think that's really, really good that he is a helper. Looks like we're gonna have to go under another bridge, apparently. Good morning, Jeffrey. How are you doing, sir? Hope you're doing all right. We're out working the streets this morning. You know, oh man. I think we're back. All right, we're back. Yeah, he's like Bam Bam. He is so big. He is 4 years old, and he already comes up to Joseph's chin, and he weighs more than Joe. I mean, they're sharing clothes at this point. My 11-year-old and my 4-year-old share clothes, if that can tell you anything about his size.
At one point he was in the apartment and he left, or...
Right after, so Cade started walking really young. Actually, he didn't even crawl. Cade started bear crawling. So before he even walked or crawled, he bear crawled. Cade missed the crawling stage. He would get up on his hands and feet and he would bear crawl. And then one day he just stood up and started walking. We didn't even have to teach him. It was so wild to watch him stand up and start walking, but he did. And then about a month or two after that, after he started really getting good at walking, he would get the detergent, the little what do you call it? Those things of liquid detergent, and he would run around the house holding that over his head, yelling how strong he was. It was so wild to watch him do that stuff. It was wild. And our doctor ended up having us take him to an endocrinologist to have him tested to make sure he didn't have like a tumor or whatever that was causing him to create more testosterone and growth hormone, because he was growing at such a fast pace. And we took him to the endocrinologist, and nope, nothing. Everything was fine. He's normal. He's just big. And strong. Holy hell, is that kid strong. Alright, so we're going to head down to South Austin. Like I said, I've got a whole load of water and Gatorade and bananas and all kinds of stuff in the back. We're loaded up today, and I aim to help a lot of people today is what my aim is. So, yeah, it's good. It worried us when the doctor said that he could have a tumor that was causing his body to create more growth hormone, or, testosterone than normal. It really worried us. But anyway, but no, he's good to go. He's just big. The doctor keeps telling us, y'all, he's going to slow down. Don't worry about it. He will slow down. Well, guess what? He ain't slowed down yet. He's about to pass my 11-year-old up on clothes. And then, boy, that's going to be wild. That's going to be wild. And he eats us out of house and home. Alright. So, enough about that. Let's get busy. Let's see if there's any fire incidents happening that we need to cover. Fire alarm in a hazardous condition. Good to go. You know what? We will go ahead and jump up onto the highway. So I saw a story that really made me laugh the other day. Y'all know those Waymo, those self-driving cars that we see around town all the time? They're not always self-driving though. I see people driving them on occasion, but those Waymo cars, we were talking about one the other day on a stream with LiDAR, or somebody was telling me they work off of LiDAR or something like that. Anyway, long story short, there was a story out of California. It was in San Francisco. There's a parking lot where all of the Waymo cars park. And they're out all night long driving people around. And then they come back to their parking lot at the same time each night. And all those fucking cars start honking each other. So people living around that parking lot are fed up with it because all of those stupid Waymo cars start honking at each other. And it's wild. They have video of it. It is absolutely nuts to see those cars. They pull up and like go head on into each other, and they both just start honking at each other. And they start, backing up, and then they get crooked, and they start honking even more. It is like a massive parking lot full of honking cars. And neighbors in that area are a little pissed off about it. It is the funniest article I've seen in a long time. Those damn self-driving Waymo cars. Alright. We're gonna head over onto Riverside. I know where there's a lot of folks down here living. We're gonna go down here and see how people are doing in the heat. I got these new where are they at? I got these new daily hydration tablets. It's like an Alka-Seltzer. You drop it into your water. Add one tablet to 16 full ounces of water 3 times a day. Yeah, you seen that the other day. We can't sleep because of those cars. It is so funny that those cars are all in that. I mean, there's like 30 of them in a parking lot, and they're all trying to park and back up and drive all at the same time. Then they get confused because they get kind of blocked in by each other, so they all just sit and start honking. And it's the funniest shit, man. It is the funniest shit. They all get confused, and so they just stop and start honking at each other. And the neighbors that live around that parking lot that the article, the reporters were interviewing, they're like, every morning at 4 a.m. we are awoken with a chorus of honks. It is so stupid, man. It is so stupid. It's damn Waymo cars. Sounds like the drive-in theater back in the day. Man, you know what? There's a drive-in theater. I'm taking my kids down to there's a drive-in theater down by Buda. It's not a very big place. I think they have like 2 screens. But it's supposed to be a really, really cool drive-in theater, and I am very much looking forward to taking them down there to see a movie. I remember when I was a little boy, drive-in theaters went out pretty quick. I have just a few memories of the drive-in theaters. Not a whole lot. I was really little. I remember I could not figure out how the movie was coming through on our car radio. It blew my mind as a kid. And, because my dad would tune the radio to a certain station, and then we could hear the movie on our car speakers, and it blew my mind that we could do that. Okie dokie. Alright, hang on, I gotta send a message. Let's see. see. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Do this one. I can quote. So the water tower camp, the one that I was talking to you guys about, I was talking to them, not to you guys, but last night I was talking on X about this water tower camp. I had a cop call me and tell me that they used my videos there. They were looking at some of the license plates and things in my pinned to profile. They were looking at some of the license plates in my videos, and they found stolen vehicles, stolen property, and they went in and started retrieving stolen property. Well, the water tower camp, which is out here on Ben White, was supposed to be closed down a month ago, and for whatever reason it didn't happen. It's on private property, so the landowner is responsible for cleaning all of that. And I think that is pretty much bullshit, because the Travis County goes out there and takes a lot of stuff to these people. The city of Austin and their host team goes out there and takes a lot of stuff to these people. So the city and the county are adding to the amount of junk that is on this piece of private property, right? And now this landowner is going to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to clean it all, okay? Gets no help from the people that allowed it to happen and added to it. Gets no help from them. So you tell me how that's right. How does the city contribute to the amount of junk that's on a piece of private property, but then it is completely up to the private landowner to clean it? And here's the other problem. The city is going to start issuing the landowner code violations because of how much junk is on his property. Man, I'll tell you what, it's not right. It's not right. It does sound like a lawsuit. And you know, if the inhibiting factor to that is it costs so much money to sue a city. City of Austin has unlimited funds, basically. You sue them, and you know they can come at you 9 ways from Sunday and make this lawsuit so expensive that you can't continue it. So what are you supposed to do? How do you sue a city that will make your life hell? I mean, yeah, if you do end up winning, they will have to pay your legal fees, but you have to front load all of that cost. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that kind of money to be able to front load. I mean, hell, man, we barely scrape by as it is at Dash. I don't know how you would end up suing a city like that when it's going to, you know, it could cost upwards of $1 million for that lawsuit. How do you do it? I don't know. I don't know. Hammer down. What's up, brother? Howdy, 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 brother. Thanks for being on. I think one of you guys, Jeffrey, Hammer down, one of you guys, I think, friend requested me on Facebook. I can't remember if it's one of you guys, I think, that friend requested me on Facebook. And I appreciate that. Somebody off of YouTube friend requested me over there, and I added you as a friend. I used to have my Facebook opened up for everybody to see, but I had to lock it down because of these people that are threatening me and trying to come after me. So, if it was one of you guys, I sure appreciate it. And Butterfly71 is a subscriber over on Twitter. And I had asked the question the other day. I've had a lot of people message me asking about the Lady Bird Lake deaths, the pictures, and the information that I have right now that I can't necessarily make public. But I want to make sure that subscribers, you're paying that $4 a month. I want to make sure that subscribers get their money's worth. So I was going to release those pictures to subscribers only. And Butterfly, I think, was the only one that actually voted. I could be wrong. But I only got one vote on that, so I don't know if I should release them or not. No, Butterfly, you didn't vote. You left a message saying that you don't want to, I should probably keep them private. And I think so too, but at the same time, I think it's important that people see what's happening around that lake. I think it's important. I think people need. Look, everything is being swept under the rug right now when it comes to these deaths around the lake. Everything is being swept under the rug, and I'm almost to the point where I'm just gonna release. I'm gonna release the pictures to the public, and that's gonna be holy shit. Did they clean it? Y'all, thanks, Phil. I appreciate it, man. You need to come back out with me again. Y'all, I think I just blasted out pictures of Riverside and Ben White not long ago, and we made a big stink about this area, and they've cleaned it. They have cleaned Riverside and Ben White. Holy moly, we got to go back. They have cleaned Riverside and Ben White, and I'm not even kidding you. That is amazing. Man, I love it. They have cleaned Riverside and Ben White. That is awesome. We're going to go back and look, and I need to get pictures because I want proof that what we do and the way I do it works, and it works very well. Okay, we're going to go back because they've cleaned that whole area out. Now let's see if they've started cleaning here yet. This is the water tower camp right next to us here. Nope, they haven't started cleaning here, but they are this week. It's coming, boys. Yep, everybody is in there packing their stuff up to move out. They sure are. Alright, good deal. Good. Let's check in here. You can't see anything up there because of all the grass. You can up there. Alright. We're going to go back around. You are very welcome, Butterfly. I cannot believe they are cleaning it. That is pretty damned amazing. Riverside. Let's see. Hang on. That was on July 24th. Man, time goes by so fast right now. Well, and that's what happens. Butterfly and Jeffrey, you both pretty much ask the same question. or you didn't ask a question, but you made a comment. And that's the thing. They will go, so the people that were in that camp, and I want to tell you, the Riverside Ben White camp, it was so nasty and so bad that there wasn't hardly anybody living there anyway. And that's what ends up happening. These camps get that bad, they get that dirty. The rats and the bugs and the flies get so bad that they can no longer stay there, so they move on. But what ends up happening, like right here, this is, I'm going to pull in here and show you something right here. This is the back side of the water tower camp. You can see where the, y'all see the tire tracks right there that's going up into the woods? This is where the homeless folks are going into the woods at, from on that side and on this side right here. So what ends up happening, these people are going to end up getting moved out once this camp gets closed down, and it's going to start this week. They would just move to other camps. That's what they're going to do. They'll just spread around. So it's a never-ending problem. They say that, we got 60 people into housing. Yeah, you may have gotten 60 people to get on the housing list or to get into housing here, but how many people stayed? Maybe 3 or 4 people stayed in housing. How many of them have working cars? Not very many. In the water tower camp, there's actually quite a few people in there with cars. Now, like I posted about the cops making trips out here last night. They actually brought out 2 or 3 stolen vehicles out of the water tower camp. So, and they got those vehicles because of our videos. You can see the license plates in them. They ran the plates, found out that they were stolen, and then they went and retrieved them. So, so at least 2 or 3 people got vehicles back. Now, the conditions that it was in when they got them back, that's a whole different story. They don't stay in housing because they can't. That's exactly why they don't stay in housing. That's why we're trying to push. So look, I don't know how many of you guys have ever dealt with addicts before, but when you're dealing with an addict, if that person decides that they want off the dope, they're done with it, there is a very, very small window of time to get that person help. Because once that window closes, it's closed. I can say, let's say I'm a fentanyl addict right now. I can say, look, boom, I want off fentanyl, I'm done. I can't do it. If I don't get into treatment pretty quickly, like today, then it's pointless. Not honest homeless people with, yeah, pretty much. Well, there's very few honest homeless folks with cars. There are some, but not many. Butterfly, I cleaned the camp up. Me and a bunch of our guys and a bunch of volunteers, we cleaned the homeless camp up on Lake Creek Parkway. And this camp wasn't that bad, right? It really wasn't that bad. A couple of weeks before we did the clean out, I started going in and kind of surveying, trying to see kind of what equipment we would need, how many people we would need, so on and so forth. And I thought, man, this ain't that bad. We can get this clean in no time. Well, let me tell you something. The minute you start digging in all that shit, it is a whole different story, man. It is bad. It's bad. We're pulling up on the camp here again. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Alright. Cool. They are cleaning it, y'all. They are cleaning it. Check this out. They're starting to push all the brush down here to the back. Do you see this road right here? You could not see this road, last week. It was so covered in junk, you couldn't see it. This is good stuff, y'all. This is really, really good stuff. Excellent. Have I filmed a cleanup? I did. Let's see. So I do. I don't film the workers simply because a lot of the times they don't want to be on camera. But yeah, if I get the chance, I will film it. I usually film afterwards, like the aftermath of the cleanups. There was a pile of burnt rubble and tires the last time I saw this place. Yeah, and so Phil, that's right. You and I came out here. Yeah, so you remember that road right there? That road that you just saw, it was just piled full of junk. And you're right, Hammer Down, they will be back. That's the problem. So we do this rinse and repeat thing. It's like the Barton Creek Greenbelt that I was showing you guys over the weekend. They went in and spent, there's no telling how many hundreds of thousands of dollars they spent cleaning the Barton Creek Greenbelt. And within a month's time, it's already turning back into, it's already turning back into a mess. Let's see. Let's see here. Hang on, I'm gonna get a. Hang on. I'm trying to send a message. Okay. Let's see. Man, I'll tell you what, Phil, it has become a mission at this point. I don't think I could stop right now if I wanted to. Something the public needs to see, the extent of all the hard work it takes to do that. Some people just don't respect money. Yeah, Butterfly, I had a guy reach out to me. So I have a contact inside the homeless strategy division. And when they were cleaning the Violet Crown Trail, they asked me to come out, do some pictures and photos, and give credit to the Austin Resource Recovery and the people from the city that worked their ass off. And I did that. If you go back and search my profile on Twitter for Violet Crown, you'll see that. And it's pretty amazing the work that they're doing. It's kind of like with the Barton Creek Greenbelt. They did almost all of that clean out by hand. And it's because there was canyons and cliffs, and it was, a lot of just vertical climbing, and they did it all by hand. And now they're doing, and we're about to go check it out right now, Stastny and 35 at the Williamson Creek Greenbelt. They did the same thing there. Yeah, and that's the thing in this city. Most all of the green spaces, it's if you would walk off the paved road and into the green spaces, you will never know that most of this stuff exists until you see it. My videos, that's why I think my videos work so much, is because people don't realize that this stuff is happening. And people I've made a lot of enemies doing this. But people don't realize that, I want what's best for people. And the more of these camps that we can get shut down, the more people will be offered housing. My way of doing this is a little unorthodox, but it's very, very effective. It is very effective. I could sit here and name the massive camps that have been closed down because of us. The Violet Crown, Williamson Creek Greenbelt, Barton Creek Greenbelt, Riverside and Ben White, the Water Tower Camp, I mean, the list just keeps going. Oh, the Tom Donovan Nature Trail. Now they're working on the Stevenson Nature Preserve. I mean, all of these camps, you know, we had a big hand in having them closed down. Jeffrey, making enemies is not fun. I'm going to tell you. I feel for you. I know what it's like to have to watch your... You know, I never... you know, my whole life, I never knew what it was like to have to watch over my shoulder, and now I do, and it's not fun. It's not fun to have to watch over your shoulder. So I feel for you on that. But we're gonna pull up here to the. Actually, I'm gonna have to go down to William Cannon and make the turn. I think, yes, I am. We're gonna pull up here to the Stastny. At the Williamson Creek Greenbelt at Stastny and 35. If they see, I wish that I could take this stream down into these greenbelts. It would be so much fun to walk these homeless camps and chat with you guys. It would be fun. But, you know, I mean, if we had funding, you know, if we had funding from sources, you know, any of the nonprofits or the city or anybody, if we had any funding at all, we would be able to do so much. And, I mean, look how much we can get done without funding. You know, we do a lot for the homeless folks in this city with hardly anything. Never works out that way for me. I have no clue, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Yep, I am. I'm in your neck of the woods. So, yeah, I mean, these nonprofits in this city, they take millions of dollars from the city, state, and federal government. Millions. Do you know how many times we run across these people in the camps? Do you know how many times that we see these nonprofits in the camps, out in the homeless community? Hardly ever. Hardly ever. Whoa, dude. We hardly ever see them out on the street with the people they're supposed to be helping. And I don't get that, man. I don't understand. You know, he reached out to me a while back. We had a meeting. Anyway, long story short, yeah, he's aware. He's very aware. Now, sometimes he'll interact with my videos on occasion. Very seldom, but every once in a while he'll interact with them. But anyway, they these nonprofits in the city that they make millions doing this stuff, and I mean, who are they actually helping? And here's the problem. Most of the money right now that is going towards this issue, the homelessness issue in Austin, it is ARPA money, the American Rescue Plan Act. It's ARPA money. And guess what's coming to an end by December? The ARPA money. So I ask this question all the time. So what are you going to do for the budget deficit? There's a huge budget deficit. Once the ARPA money's over, there's going to be a massive black hole in the budget to address homelessness in this city. What are they going to do? And you ask them that question, and everybody looks at you like they're constipated. No, you're right, Doc. Yeah, Phil, man, they're not. There's no way. They will not even officially acknowledge that we even exist. I have contacts inside of the Homeless Strategy Division, and they're good people that work in there, but officially, no, they won't even acknowledge that we exist. So, you know what I say? Fuck them. Screw them. Alright, this is the Williamson Creek Greenbelt. I'm going to see if they're out here cleaning. And they are. They're out here cleaning right now. You can see there's a Jeep down here. Let's see. Are they out here cleaning? Actually, I think they might be done here. Let's see. It looks like they may be done here, y'all. I don't know. They still got the dumpsters here, but I don't see anything. Oh, shit. What was that? Big old pothole. Yeah, I guess they're almost done here. Kathy, good morning. Writing things down does not solve problems. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. And you know what? There's only one way to understand the problem. There is one way to understand what the problem is, and that is to get out here in this community and talk to people and start trying to understand what the problem even is. You can't hang on. Uh-oh, we lost connection. Are we back? I think we're back. So, they do have the power. They know they had the power. Especially after the last Supreme Court case, they really know they have the power. Look at what California's doing. You're telling me California can do that, but they can't? They know that they can do more than what they're doing right now. But, of course, this city is ran by progressive DSA left-wing politicians, and these politicians will not do anything that goes against the green. They just simply will not do it. They simply will not do it. Miss Fly. George McFly. Marty McFly. That guy's wearing a towel. Alright. We're going to head over to the Barton Creek Greenbelt real quick. Yeah, man, it's wild how this city, it blows my mind. Mackenzie Kelly is a good friend of mine, and she is the absolute only one from people that are responsible for running this city and making decisions for this city. She is the only one that I know personally that will even acknowledge that we exist, and that, Mackenzie's a good friend. We talk, constantly, and she, I don't understand. I don't understand why the other ones are the way they are. I really don't. But there's absolutely nothing I can do about it, but just keep doing what we're doing. They give them waters and food, but the problem is no. And then I can come out. I've got a trunk load right now of bananas and water, and in this heat right now, having a banana and a bottle of water is the difference between a heat stroke and not a heat stroke. And people give me shit saying that I don't need to be doing street feeding. You don't need to be doing street feeding. You don't need to be handing out and it's like, come on, man. People, we're all human. We all need a bottle of water. We could all use a banana.
100 hours. Blood glucose 112, aphasia left side weak.
That sucked. Somebody died.
Primary is North Austin, 2 minutes. Thrombectomy, St. David's Round Rock, 10.
That sucks. No, we don't. And you know what? There was a lady that... So I was, again, this was 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, I was driving around and checking on people, making sure, people were okay and, they're not out dying in this heat. And this lady was having a heat stroke. She was in such bad shape. She just didn't make any sense. She was incoherent. Then she went unconscious. She had water blisters from the sun on her. And had I not went back behind that building, she was in a place where you couldn't see her. So had I not have walked behind that building, that lady would have laid there and died. Yeah, Kathy, street feeding sounds horrible, but it does sound horrible.
We just passed the car.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with handing out water, Gatorade, and a banana to people. I don't care who you are. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And you know, I don't know. And people think that I want to hurt these homeless folks, man, and that's just not the case. I want them off the street.
You have a 10-minute on same time?
I want them off the street. Compassion is not just leaving somebody alone to live however they want to live. Especially when you're living in the most horrid conditions you can imagine. You know, look at the videos, man. Look at the videos. Can you imagine living in that? Can you imagine laying your head down every night with maggots and rats? Yeah, man, these people, most of these people that talk trash, they don't get out and do anything. They just talk trash. Uh-oh. Let's see where that's at. That's way up in North Austin. There ain't no getting there. No, that was not the lady that called me a demon. That was still funny. You know, if you watch that video, she was calling. She was like, you know, she was saying something about why is a demon doing this or why is a demon bringing that. Anyway, and I was making the praying hands. I was like, look, I'm a man of God. I'm not a demon. And man, she looked at me. She had like horror in her eyes, man. She really thought that I was a demon. I feel bad for people like that. Butterfly, send them all to City Hall. You weren't here last year when we went around and collected. So we went around to the homeless camps and collected a bunch of shopping carts, and then out of the homeless camps, put them in the back of a U-Haul and took them to City Hall. How you like that? I give food to a guy who has the same corner every day. It keeps it clean and tight. He shows up to work every day. See, now that's different. That's different. Guns, that is so that is exactly what I try to tell people. It's like, look, out here at the Barton Creek Greenbelt, they just spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars cleaning. If you're going to camp there, at least keep your area tidy. Keep your area clean. You don't have to completely destroy the area you're living in. You know, I mean, if people are just camping overnight, when I was homeless, and I was homeless in this city, I slept at the Methodist church every night. And I was up every morning before daylight, and I never left a sign that I was there the night before. I would sleep, I would get up, I would pick my garbage up, I would pick everything up. I would leave no sign that I was there. And the people that stayed right there at that church, everybody did the same thing. And guess what? The church had no problem with us being there. They had no issues with us being there. And, you know, there's a lot of good people out here on the street that you know, they respect themselves and they respect each other. You know, they respect the businesses that they're sleeping at. But it's the rest of everybody that makes it hard. Yeah, Jeffrey, you go. I mean, anybody knows that if you're going camping, you leave it better than what you found it. If you camp out somewhere, leave it better than the way you found it. You don't have to go in there and just completely demolish, a place the size of a football field with your shit. And yesterday I was out in that camp and I was watching that deer just kind of rummage through the garbage. There was a deer there that was just kind of rummaging through the garbage, and that's sad to see too. It's wildlife. They don't know any better. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it at all. Probably not, Butterfly. Probably not, sadly. You gotta understand, most of these people are so bad on drugs that they really, they don't, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing, but they have a hard time with what they're doing. Now, there is a lot of them that probably would. And before COVID, the city actually did trash pickup at the homeless camps. But after COVID, that stopped and they never restarted. It stopped and they never restarted. Couldn't the city pay a bounty for garbage and get the homeless to clean up in exchange for money, and it would cost... So guns, that is an interesting thing that, so we have been talking about trying to start some type of a program, if we could get funding, to where we go into these camps with supplies, garbage bags, gloves, things like that, and we would pay a bounty for each trash bag that they filled up. $5, $3, whatever, for every trash bag they filled up. I guarantee you, we could clean a homeless camp, the size of Barton Creek in a day's time. There would be that many people there working on it. And it would end up being cheaper. But the problem that you run into is, and this is the problem that we run into, is there's so much hazardous material in these camps. There's, drugs, needles, human waste, blood, poop buckets that, the city wants everybody that's working on it to be hazmat certified. So you pay $5, they give you a trash bag, bring it back full. See, there you go. That's exactly what we've been talking about doing. If we could find a way to get around the requirements that the city, they want everybody to be hazmat trained. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever, been hazmat trained or know what that's about, but it is not cheap to get hazmat certified. It's not cheap at all. But the good news is we're coming up into the fall and winter season coming up, and we're going to start using the drones again. I try to use drones when the foliage falls off. It makes finding these camps a hell of a lot easier. And during the winter times, the homeless camps, they end up, the homeless population. So there's a couple of different schools of thought on this. There's a couple of different schools of thought on the migration patterns. Some say that during the summer when it's, 100, 105, 110 degrees down here, that the homeless will move and go somewhere up north where it's cooler. But from my experience, it's more of the winter times, the homeless, they go to places like Florida and California and not here. Because it, even though we're in central South Texas, it still gets pretty damn cold here at night. So that's one of the things with the AI and nomadic that I've been interested in, is looking at the migration patterns in the homeless community and trying to understand how that works a little bit better. So I don't know. And I would also like to understand a little bit more why the homeless population is segregated in this city. If you spend enough time out here, you'll notice. Go into downtown. You're going to see more black and Hispanic homeless people in downtown. You don't see a whole lot of white people. There are white people there, but the majority is black and Hispanic. Then go out to like the green belts, like down here to South Austin, and look. You're going to see majority white people. There are a few black and Hispanic people, but not many. It's a very segregated population. And I would like to understand that a little bit better. Yes, they do segregate themselves. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I want to understand it a little bit more. There's got to be some kind of a reasoning behind it. Fort View just off East Manchac. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know why it's segregated the way it is, but it is. It is. And that's why, historically in the black community, that's... Yeah, they do. They segregate themselves, for sure. 100% they do. And like I said, I have no clue why. I would like to understand it more. And with the system that Nomadic is building, we're hoping to be able to understand it a little bit more. There's a science behind what we're doing. And it's just a matter of getting data. Is he the Whitebeard guy? The cancer Santa Claus. It's not the cancer Santa Claus guy, is it? The guy that's always out here with the sign about his wife having cancer. I talk to that guy a lot down here, actually. We're gonna pull up in here into the Barton Creek Greenbelt. I want to see if anybody's sleeping in this camp. We're gonna lose a little connection through here, guys. Sorry. Guns, is he a blonde-headed fella? If he is, I know exactly who you're talking about. There's a blonde-headed guy, wears sunglasses, is at that corner a lot that I talk to. Yeah, and I've always said that the homeless population, it's like they move from camp to camp. It's almost like the tides in the ocean. I don't know why they do it, but there's very much a migration pattern. Yeah, this is the old Toys R Us right here. Yeah, that's him. I know him. I mean, I don't know him personally. I've talked to him several times. I know who you're talking about, though. I think he has a, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. They're here cleaning. These fucking videos work, man. These videos work, y'all. Holy shit, do they ever work. These videos work. I threw a spotlight on this over the weekend, and they're out here cleaning it today. Hell yes. Alright, hang on. I gotta brag about this one. Not a problem, Jeffrey. Not a problem. Yeah, it's wild out here. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna have to do a little bragging on this one because this is important. This is very, very important. All right. Show must see they do. People watch them and they see it. I do remember that it was good. There was anybody. Yeah, that was wild. That place stunk, man. This Saturday, that was sad. Yeah, well, guess what? It's getting cleaned right now. It's getting cleaned as we speak. Hell yes. Man, I'll tell you what, seeing results makes this worth it. Seeing results makes every bit of this worth it, man. So that is 2 camps in the last month that we've been able to get cleaned out. That is awesome work. Fort View and tell me it's not a brothel. Let's see that. It's called the Happy Spa. Alright, let's go. We're here in the area. Let's go check it out. Let me pull it up on the old Google Maps. Happy Spa. Is it on North Lamar? Is it on Lamar or down here in South? Yeah, that's the city and the other ones. They're both out here. Let's see, Fort. Let's see, Fort View. Let's see, on the north side, Fort View just east of Manchac. Okay, I know where you're talking about. I know where you're talking about. Yeah, Fort View is, oh, Fort View. Okay, yeah, I know where you're talking. Right there. Okay, I know. There's a, what do you call it? There's an AA meeting that happens on Fort View. About a homeless fighting off Old Torf. They had a small camp set up the next day. The camp was cleaned out. Yep. Became homeless and she had everything to live for. Hammer down, let me tell you something. There was a lady here in Austin, Pack Saddle and Ben White, when that camp was under the highway there, this lady lived under there. She was a very decent looking woman. You could tell that she had not been homeless very long. Anyway, long story short, like I said, you could tell she hadn't been homeless very long. But I started talking to her, trying to get her story. And she had... it's so sad. She had a house, family with a home. She could have lived there. But she chose to stay homeless. And I will never understand why a female that has not been homeless very long, they still have, their sanity. They still have their teeth. They still look decent. She was a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she was choosing to live in a homeless camp. And I'm trying to tell her, it's like, look, you don't need to be out here. You're gonna get hurt. There's women that's out here on the street that they are out here and they end up getting hurt. Women that look very homeless. I'm trying to not be mean. But these females that have no business whatsoever. Where am I going? They have no business whatsoever being on the street. She was beautiful and she's going to get raped. And I tried to tell her that. Like, look, lady, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get raped. You're going to get hurt. It's going to happen. And, I haven't seen her in a while. So I pray to God that she made it back home and she didn't end up getting hurt. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, drugs. It's about drugs. Oh, Chris Clark, hammer down. You're right. It is about drugs. But, you know, looking at her, she was such a good-looking person. You know, you can tell meth is a huge drug here in Austin. Meth is the drug here in Austin. It's methamphetamines. It's not fentanyl. It's methamphetamines. They can go and panhandle for an hour, and they can stay high for the next 24 hours. And that's what they do. Methamphetamines is the drug of choice here in Austin, and it wears people down. And this female, she did not appear to be on any drugs. Her eyes were bright. Her eyes were clear. The whites of her eyes were white. Her skin was decent, and she was clean. And she had beautiful teeth. And it was so striking to see her in a homeless camp coming out of a tent. And I'm like, lady, like, what are you doing? Like, you don't understand what you're doing. You're going to get hurt. But they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. And like I said, I haven't seen her in a while, so I pray to God that she's okay. Yeah. Chris, yeah. All right, so we're going to go down here and check out a brothel. Let's go see if there's a brothel down here on Fort View. I bet. I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I know what could be a brothel that's down here, to be quite honest with you. Oh, I won't be going in, Butterfly. My wife may be watching, and she may be mad just because I'm looking at it. She's like, what are you looking for a brothel for, boy? Kathy, I'm not sure if it was or not. Maybe. Gonna get myself in trouble and end up on the couch tonight.
Medic 344 sickness, 8th and Red River.
8th and Red River. I think it's right down. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. Y'all are gonna have to see this. I'm gonna turn the camera so y'all can see this car we're about to drive by.
Confirm 319 or 119. It's the unit number.
Y'all gotta see what we're about to drive by.
119. Go ahead, 11.
They may end up driving by me first.
Range 11, did you have traffic? I thought you were calling us.
You might have called. Thank you, Spa. That's okay. Y'all wait till you see this car that's about to come by here. Here we go. Look at this. Look what's coming in front of us right now. I have a Dash Mobile. That is a homeless
Central
mobile.
Medic 3. Medic 3. Do we have a trip responder available for this? Stand by, I'll look around.
That is a homeless mobile right there. Alright, it is right here, actually. Yeah, look at this guy. Hang on. Let me back up here and give you guys a view of the
Engine 11 driver from Engine 11. If you'll go ahead and bring a pole over here and the water can.
There you go, guys. Thank you, Spa. Yeah, that's definitely a brothel.
Medic 4, 35, Soul 301114.
Yeah, that is definitely a brothel, man. There ain't nobody going in there to get a spa, a massage, or anything like that. Carla Hammonds. Alright, I gotta go grab a bottle of water. A cold bottle of water. Get a haircut and a handy. That's probably what you would get in there. And you probably, you know what? You may go in there paying for a haircut, but you may only get the handy. It's so wild seeing that damn thing. I can't believe that the cops... Shit, man, my tail light's out and I get pulled over. These guys get to drive around with, you know, that car is so damn top heavy. If they turned a little bit too quick, that car would flip right over. All right, y'all wait right here. I'll be right back. My door is getting squeaky again. Squeaky dash mobile door. I got an agua. I had to get an agua. Alright. I had to go in there and get me a ranch water. Get it? Isn't that a thing? I haven't had alcohol. I can't tell you when the last time I had alcohol was. It's been a very long time. Been a very, very long time. Get one of those hard seltzers. So when I'm over at the the Drinking Bros podcast. The Drinking Bros have hard seltzer, hard AF seltzer. That is theirs, and you ain't got any idea how much hard AF seltzer they have in the studios. They have a ton of it in the studio. Oh, we're disconnected. All right, are we back? Are we back? We're back. All right, we're back. I hope I didn't lose you guys. I know, man. Dr. Phil on here. He's giving us tips. Like I said, not even gonna ask how you know that, kind sir. We're gonna leave it alone. Holy shit. Where do I find you people at? That's so funny, actually. Let's see here. Man, I can't believe it didn't fall out of the car. Alright, let's make this turn. Go, bro. People are so negative. mind my business. Mind my business. I'll mind my business too. Not even gonna ask. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. My mom's listening. I can't be talking about brothels. My mom may not even know what a brothel is. Or I guess I could be surprised. I mean, she probably does. Yeah, I bet she probably does. Parents end up surprising you about what they know. About, when my mom told me that, she smoked the ganja. She smoked the devil's lettuce before there. It's like, Mom, what? You ain't smoking the devil's lettuce. Oh, yes, she did. She was a pothead. Come on, lady, go. Are you I guess you don't want to go. I guess you just want to stay in the center. You make no sense. Yeah, now she says no. Yo, my mom's going to be down here hopefully in the next few weeks or so. And she's going to come out here and stream, and I'm going to put a camera here, and I'm going to turn the camera around. Sometimes I'll put the camera on me, but I'm going to turn the camera around and put it on her. Miss Hattie, the most famous madam in Austin. All right, Miss Hattie. I need to look her up. So after the stream today, which we're going to end here in just a little bit. We've already been live for an hour and a half. But I am going up to Coxville Zoo up on what used to be called the Dallas Highway, which is now called Lamar. And I'm going to cover the homeless camp that is in the old Coxville Zoo. Not just your mom, your wife too. She's going to get you with that chancla. My wife got my little boy with the chancla yesterday. I came in and he was griping at me about it. Daddy, Mama got me with the flip-flop. Daddy, Mommy got me with the flip-flop. He's not good at saying chancla, but he knows what it means. He hears that word chancla and he goes to running. I think that is like universal in every Hispanic family, that when the chanclas come out, that means somebody done fucked up. You guys are crazy. And I am in a turn-only lane, I think. Am I in a turn-only lane? I can't tell if I'm in a turn-only lane or not. I guess I am. Not anymore. Anyway. Yeah. Butterfly 71, she knows about the chanclas. She knows what happens when the flip-flops go flying. Somebody done messed up. And you're liable to get that flip-flop at any time. It could come from any direction at any time, and it does not feel good. So growing up, it was a switch. Oh, I got the switch. I'm not in the turn-only lane anymore, man. I worked my way through it. My Uncle Bobby used to make me go get my own switch off the tree. That right there is punishment. But growing up, my best friend, his family, his name was Eli. And his family, Eli was Hispanic. His family obviously was Hispanic, and so I grew up with them in a Hispanic family. They were like my second family, and we used to get the chancla back then too. Hattie Valdez, I'll have to look at her. I'll have to look for her. The pecan branch. Oh, so you had to go get your own switch too. You know what? My uncle Bobby, he used to put underpinning on trailer houses. This was a long time ago. I was a little boy. He used to put underpinning on trailer houses, and my mom worked for him. We would all go out to these trailer houses and work when they putting underpinning on them. And I'd get in so much trouble out at these trailer houses that I'd take off running, and I would run under the trailer houses trying to get away from the switch. My damned uncle would run up under the house to get me. So Joanna's next. I had to go get my own switch, and it better be big enough. Yep. Wait, what'd Kathy say? Dad had a razor strap. Yikes. Man, let me tell you, I never got the razor strap. Let me tell you, my dad, oh my God, I have a memory from when I was a little kid. We used to have this Chinese pug, little black Chinese pug. Her name was Puggy. Puggy the Chinese pug. I kid you not. They named her Puggy. And when I was little, we lived in Melissa, right on the main highway that went right through the middle of Melissa. And I remember when I was a kid, that damn dog got out in the highway and damn near got ran over. And my dad, trying to punish that dog, he couldn't find anything to roll up. He couldn't find a paper to roll up and swat her ass with. My dad took the damn yellow pages, which was about 1.5 inches thick, and he rolled that damn that telephone book up. It was the biggest telephone book. Anyway, he rolled that telephone book up and tried to swat that dog with it. I have that memory so firmly implanted in my head that I will never forget it. Ever run into a rattler under him? No, not that I remember. I run into rattlers all the time out here. Shit, I killed 2 of them in our yard back around March, right when they were starting to come out of hibernation. We moved. Hang on, let me make sure we're going to keep a connection. Yeah, we're back. We moved in November out to the middle of nowhere, and we had 2 rattlers in the yard back at the first of the spring that I killed. And they are good eating too, let me tell you. Up in North Texas, where I'm from, we didn't really have rattlesnakes like we do down here. Shit, man. Rattlesnakes are everywhere down here, but up there just weren't a whole lot of them. Now down here, I guarantee you they are under almost every trailer house. Have you ever heard of Overton Gang in Austin? She was with them. Great Austin history. I'm going to have to look that up, Kathy, because I love Austin history. It's just like the Coxville Zoo. I've known about the Coxville Zoo for some time, but somebody had sent me a message the other day and said, hey, the Coxville Zoo, there's a homeless camp there. And then last night, I saw on the Facebook Austin Memories page, somebody posted about the Coxville Zoo and posted pictures of it, and I was like, well shit, I am going out there. I'm gonna go out there today and hike it. So I thought, the guy messaging me a week ago and then seeing that on the Austin Memories page, I thought that was a sign that I needed to go there. But I used to be scared to death of snakes, and I'm really not anymore. It more worries me, like if my kids are going out to the backyard to play, I will always go out before them, and I will always, beat the bushes and the rocks and the cactus and stuff, which I'm trying to get rid of all the cactus, but you know how it is. It's Texas. It's South Texas, so there's cactus everywhere. But anyway, Coxville Zoo, it's a really awesome place. There's supposed to be some of the ruins still there, some barns, some cages that the animals were kept in, and I hope to get. I've got my what am I? Sorry, I'm trying to drive. I've got my 4K Blackmagic camera with me today. I want to get some really good shots and some really good video of that place. And I very rarely take my Blackmagic camera into a homeless camp because it's so fucking expensive. But today I am. Go, people, we're under trees. Go, 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 go. I usually reserve my Blackmagic camera for the studio. I try not to take it to the camps with me. it would be very easy for somebody to take it, especially right now that I'm by myself while Dave's healing. Alright, I have a meeting with the production company at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Yay! Oh boy. So, my production company called me, the one that we're making a TV show with. They called me. We were messaging back and forth. There's the creative director of the production company that I'm contracted to. And there's another production company running around here in Austin right now trying to scoop up families and people that have anything to do with the Lady Bird Lake deaths and are trying to get them to sign exclusive contracts. And that is shady shit right there, man. Let me give you a piece of advice. If you're ever involved in something, a crime or whatever, and a production company comes and says, hey, we want you to sign a contract to make it where you can only tell your story to us and us only, you better tell them to go pound sand, because they do not have your best interest in mind. If you are a victim or a victim's family, you should have the right to tell your story to anyone and everyone. And if a production company comes to you and says, hey, Kathy, sign your name to this contract, you're only going to be able to talk to us, that is a bad deal. You will never be able to tell that story again without getting sued. And that's what's happening here in Austin right now. The Law and Crime Network is trying to do that. They're trying to basically pigeonhole everybody else out of this story. So I'm trying to reach out to everybody that I know and tell them, like, look, you sign that contract, that's it, man. You'll never be able to tell your story again. Like, you basically just sold the rights to your story. Like, you will never get justice that way if you can't talk about it. And I think that is the shadiest shit that I've ever heard, that a production company will do that. I have a source, a guy. Yeah, it is. It's bad, man. I have a source, a guy that was drugged here in Austin. His name's Guadalupe. Not going to tell his last name. He was a production company for A&E tried to scoop me up last year. This was before I decided to work with Megalo Media. A&E, the network, came to me and tried to get me to sign a contract, and I wouldn't do it. So Guadalupe ended up sitting down for an interview with them, and it was such a bad experience that he refuses to be interviewed anymore. He won't even interview with me anymore. And he says it's because they treated him like he was a piece of meat, even though he was a victim. And I hate that shit, man. I hate that stuff. I've been working in TV now with these people for a little while, and I've seen the snakes that they are. These TV executives, a lot of these production companies, they are snakes, man. They do not have anybody's best interest in mind. Megalo Media has been very ethical with me. They've been very upfront with me. I am under contract with them, and that's simply because of, you know, how they treated me. They treated me and everybody that I've brought to them, they've treated them with dignity and respect, and they did not try to muzzle them and silence them in any way. So I decided that that would be the company that I would want to develop a TV show for. And you're right, they're not. Megalo Media is from here. They're based here in Austin. Their studios are here. They're based here. It's really nice. It's nice to have them here in town. But I didn't know anything about TV. I didn't know anything about how any of this worked. You know, when I got my contract, I was just going to sign it without having a lawyer look at it first. And then I was like, yeah, I've got some good advice. Like, yeah, you don't do that. Like, what? Don't sign that without letting somebody explain it to you. Butterfly. Hammered down. Anyway, guys, I am on Lamar. I'm headed up to Yeager Lane. That's where Lamar turns into Yeager up here. And I'm about to, before it gets too much hotter, I'm about to run in and do some scouting at the old Coxville Zoo. Coxville Zoo is a place that, hang on, let me see if I can show you guys some stuff here. Coxville. The Coxville Zoo started as a gas station. It was just a gas station is all it was. And it was the guy that ran that gas station ended up acquiring. Hang on, I'm gonna turn this. I know y'all probably can't see anything right now, but just give me one sec. Anyway, I thought I was gonna be able to show y'all some pictures, but anyway, he had a gas station, and it was a gas station basically right at Lamar, at the intersection of Lamar and Yeager Lane. And long story short, he ended up acquiring a monkey at a certain point. This was back in the 30s. And a lot of people ended up coming to that gas station more to see the monkey than they did to get gas. And that's how it all started. And then over, the course of the next however many years, he was acquiring all of these animals, monkeys, and he had a lion, just all kinds of animals. And his gas station, he owned it was a 55-acre lot right there at Yeager Lane and Lamar. And this was before Interstate 35 or any of that stuff was here. This was like a really wide open area out there. And he ended up acquiring over the course of years all of these animals, and he started a zoo. And the zoo didn't make any money. He took donations, which covered very little of the cost of what it cost to feed all of those animals. And so one day they ended up going out of business. The only thing on Lamar that is still visible from the zoo is there is kind of a rock wall entrance at the driveway that you can still see that is there. And back off in the woods, there's some barns, sheds, and some cages and things that are still there. The barns and the sheds have been taken over by homeless folks, so that's where I'm headed right now. The Coxville Zoo. Little out of it today, Hammer Down says, I'm slow. I am too. It's been a butterfly. I don't know if you saw my message on Twitter yesterday, but I was talking to my mom about this morning. Yesterday was Monday to me. It felt like a Monday, and I thought today was Tuesday. I'm still having a hard time with today is Thursday. Joe going back to school has me so screwed up right now. It's been a long week. It definitely has. All right. It's been such a long week. In my mind, it reset itself and started over. All right. Let me see here. That works perfect. Radio coffee. Those two T's hanging up everything. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, guys, man, we had a good long stream today, almost 2 hours. Good deal. Well, I appreciate everyone being on. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Jeffrey, Butterfly, Hammered Down. Let's see who else has been on here. Kathy, Guns, all of you guys. My mother being on here. All of you guys, thank y'all so much for being on. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I am going to end the stream here, and I'm going to go to the Coxville Zoo and see what's hanging around up there. Guys, if anything interesting happens while I'm still in town today, I will be back live. If any public safety, anything that y'all need to know